Hey everyone, it's Future Matt Josie from an episode that doesn't exist yet. I'm on the way back from the Adelaide rally. Now, this video coming up though is about the Celica. It's really choppy, it's really fast. Apologies if that makes you sick, but get your seasick tablets, get your wristbands, whatever you need to sort that out, and get ready to try and keep up with this episode. We are back to the cooling system, and you're wondering, why does this guy take so long to do the simplest jobs? Well, you're seeing like half an hour snippet here and there chopped up into a little video because I don't have time for this stuff. But more importantly, coolant drained, thermostat fitted. Next step is we have to bleed it. Now, by following this little guy to some degree, I need to somehow keep that bottle up, reconnect the airbox so the airflow sensor is on and it can read and can start and bleed everything properly. But that doesn't matter. Let's get back to the beginning of the video. Hey guys, we are back, but this time with a Celica, and we're doing a new thermostat because the cooling system can't get to operating temperature. It's been like that since we bought it. It just always stays cold. Maybe it's a 2ZZ thing. Apparently the cooling system's heaps hard to bleed. Let's see if it actually is. I know this car is a mess for the moment. We're going to be working on the paint eventually and the headlights and everything else. But for now, I want to get to a little bit of the inside. The cooling system is full of rusty water, as you've seen in another video. I want to get that out. Also, I want to fix this issue where it really never gets to operating temperature. This is our header tank. When we bleed this, we actually have to disconnect it and lift it up high. That makes it the tallest point in the cooling system. Usually there's a tool that you just plug into the top of a radiator that works like a funnel almost, that seals the radiator and it forces itself to become the highest point in the engine bay. The fact that I don't have that kind of tool means I'm just going to lift this up like I've seen in another video. I believe there actually is a drain plug, like there should be. And that guy is under the airbox. Let's go digging. Where is this thing? Maybe this mate has to come off. I thought this might have to come off, I just didn't want it to. Aha! Look at him. On the side of the radiator. Let me get the torch on this. So right there. Cap off this bad boy off. Oh, there is some pressure being released just there. God, this is going to be messy. Who the f made this? Sorry, this is stupid. Like, this is pretty dumb for Toyota. And where's that supposed to drain? Just all over the floor. Let me get this little tub here. So I suspect this is going to be horrific. Or crack the radiator. Here goes. How do you even get in there? No way that's going to be easy. Tires. This is way easier on a Supra. How the does anything fit in there? What is this? This tank is just going to be cracked. That's oh, left hand. Like, what are you doing in my way? Couldn't just... Don't stress the tank. It is old. There we go. That rotated very easily. I'm just going to keep going until we hear mess. Mess is happening. Stuff it. Send it all. You can hear the air coming out of here. Wow, Toyota. Wow. I became impatient, so I just took the whole thing out. Remove the cap, lift the reserve tank, and hook it on the hood latch, and then remove the cap and air release. Well, we've jumped a step, so let's get this tank off and hang it up. Stage 1 complete. The Supra is way easier already. Thermostat time. Thermostat lives here at the top of this radiator hose. 2 10mm bolts, and then it should be off. And we'll put a new one in and hope it fixes this issue of staying cold too long. Okay, I've just pulled that down. Should be able to wriggle this loose, although it is extremely old, so this might fight just a little bit. We should get a new hose, need a bigger extension. Could put 2 together, I guess. Yay, I've been able to loosen the bolts. So now it should be simple as if we can reach the thing. It really does suck, doesn't it? That's nice and seized in there. Ugh. Oh my god, that hurt. Got a Toyota. Who the hurt you? How do I get that out? And we have made a nice mess. Wow, that is a sizable thermostat. 82 degrees. Where's the seal, bro? Did that just rip through the seal? I think so. Oh man, I'm gonna need a new seal. What thermostat doesn't come with a seal? Oh god. Okay. That's coming out of the car. We have this very chunky thermostat. Same diameter, very different thermostat. Anyway, this motor has 300,000-ish Ks. Might as well go for a new one. I don't like this. This really sucks. Cheap looking piece of crap. Not even stamped, other than its brand, which is apparently suitable for a Celica. 77-degree thermostat, so it's going to open earlier. I think the other one was stuck open. So at least we'll be getting to 77 before this starts to open. Yeah, I'm not really for it, but I've got it and I need this car to run. I'm not going to go out and buy another one. I want to see if this changes anything first. If it does, just like we did the IACV, I can deal with a little issue and just redo it again. Here we go. Aftermarket and it's in. We really needed to make sure this seats because this is the old seal. I thought all new thermostats come with new seals, but I guess this tight ass one didn't come with it. My bad for going cheap. Lesson learnt. Again. So it's seated nicely all around. Thermostat housing. New thermostat is in. I also actually did end up taking off this hose from the neck. It was easier when the neck was up to wedge in a flat blades. Now we can put that back, which I couldn't do from the angle it was on. I am actually concerned for the well-being of this hose now, because we all know what happens when we agitate something that's been sitting for 25 years. And when I keep doing this and failing and cutting into the hose, it just makes it all worse. This really sucks at bleeding. I'm doing this and more water's coming out. Can't you just make a radiator that drains? I'm going to now close that radiator up and we're going to refill the cooling system according to how that thing wants it. Okay, we got to get this plug back on. This is how I'm filling it. You may not agree. Apologies. I don't really care how anyone does it, but I need to make sure it doesn't leak first. So we'll get rid of this stuff and put the coolant in soon. Put this air box back on. This might make you laugh, but it's genuinely in the instructions to hook this up to here. It actually has a little cutout. You are supposed to hook it on, but this doesn't physically stretch that far and I refuse to snap that neck because it's old and brittle. Instead, I've just found this strap, hooked it to the top of this. So just keep going until we get to the full mark here. Turn the heater on, run it. Once heat starts coming through the vents, that is your cooling system practically bled. Come check the level again and then top it up. Without the airflow sensor, the car will not start. So we need to plug this bad boy back in. That can stay connected and still run. Oh, the coolant's gone down again. Fun fact, I just made this a little bit better by hooking it there and there so that it actually holds level, because before it was on an angle and the coolant is down again. All right, moment of truth. Let's get the heater going. It's 10:30. We need to see how long that takes. We need to rev the car to 3000 RPM for, okay, so 5 seconds on, 5 seconds off, while watching this level that I need to top up right now. It's been 3 minutes, less than, and we've already climbed up 1 bar. That's actually awesome news. It took a lot longer in the past to get there, so it means the thermostat's doing something. Now it's still bleeding process, so I don't know if it's true or not yet. However, I'm very happy with that at the moment. What do we got? Oh, it hasn't moved. Heat's coming out of the vents though. So we've been doing this process now for about 4 minutes, and you can see air is still coming out, but not that much. We need it to get to there we go. We got it at operating temperature within 5 minutes. That's actually way better than before. Fans haven't operated. Why? That's a problem. I'm supposed to wait for the fans to turn on and they didn't, so I got a little bit nervous. I put these on thinking let's pressurize the cooling system and see if it does anything. However, bottle is empty again, so I'm going to fill it up again and turn it back on again and repeat the process because we are obviously not done. Yeah! Finally, second attempt, success. First attempt, I just wasn't patient enough. But honestly, this cooling system, it's not that hard. It's just, what an effort. Just buy Supra.